Hey there. I bet you have a friend who seems to be able to eat anything they like and maintain a good physique. I bet you think they have the magic answer, or a supercharged metabolism, or it's just good genetics. But the truth is, the only way to get lean body fat is to eat in calorie deficit and build muscle, and muscle burns fat. Now maybe they're a lean person, but overall, pretty much we have to stay in calorie deficit if we want to lose fat. Now, that doesn't take into account the nutritious value of that. While they may be eating all the things that you'd love to eat, their calories may still actually be low. If you go by the if it fits your macros deal, then they're okay. They're getting what they need, but not necessarily from a health standpoint. So you'll see lots of really thin models, lots of really thin fitness competitors, but they're not necessarily healthy. They're just at a really low body fat. You could get to a really low body fat eating nothing but junk food, but how healthy would you be? This is what we're aimed to talk about today. My name is Christine, and I am your host of Lean and Clean with Fitness Chef Christine, where we actually care about our nutrition and our health benefits as such. So today we're going to talk about how do we know we're in calorie deficit, and what do we need to look for to keep it nutritious? Where do I start? I think the easiest way to do this is to go ahead and get online and go to nasm.org/resources with an S, /calorie-calculator. You can Google that as well. There are many calorie calculators, no big deal. But this is going to get us a starting point. It will ask you your age, it will ask you your current weight, your height, all the relevant information, and then it's going to spit out a starting level of calories for you to be in calorie deficit. Now, what I would recommend is don't go anything extreme. You don't want to be in the 1200 calorie range. If you're getting an answer like that, skip that, okay? You're just going to lower the amount of calories you have by about 300 to 500 calories a day, and that is plenty. As long as you keep moving, the weight's going to come off. The fat loss is going to happen. So I plugged in my information, and I gave myself a goal of 20 pounds to lose, and it came up with a calorie content of 2,100 calories per day, and what they recommended was 40% carbs, 30% fats, 30% protein. Now, for me, as an older woman, I typically go stronger on the protein. So I'm usually about 40% protein, 30% fat, 30% carbs. But that's me. And what I want you to do is once you come up with a number, I want you to then track it for a couple of weeks. Take an average weight. I don't love the scale, but take an average. Try to weigh yourself every day and then average it out at the end of the week. And just see how it's going. See if it moves up or down, see what it looks like, get an idea. And then at the end of the week, reassess. Is this working? If it's yes, stay with the same calorie range. If it's not working, go ahead and lower just a little bit until you start to see some momentum. Once you start to see some momentum, then you're good to go. And then you stick with it for a while until you start to see a plateau, and then you adjust it again. And as you become more active, you can go ahead and increase those calories without any fear of gaining lots of weight. So the trick of it is just to really be mindful of what you're eating. Listen, I'm not out there telling you track every calorie and everything, but it's worth it to do it for a couple weeks. And I like Chronometer as an app to track things because I feel like it is the simplest. I know many people use MyFitnessPal, or there's a lot of other good tracking out there. I just prefer Chronometer, so you can look at what you like. And for many years, I used the Carbon app, which is also great. But the Carbon app, you have to be religious about how you track everything, because with that app, it recalculates based on the input that you put in there. So if you're not putting anything in there, it's not going to recalculate properly. So that's just one caveat. But going forward, information is so powerful. The more you know about how your body's working, the more that you can get it to work for your good. Okay, we have our starting place with our calorie deficit. And now we need to look at the nutrition side of things. So it's not enough just to know what calories we're eating. We want to make sure that we've got a good amount of protein. One, because protein makes us full, and two, because it helps retain muscle mass. So it doesn't do us any good to get a lot thinner if we don't keep our muscles and our bones nice and strong. I know I've probably said this 100 times, but we want to keep our high protein to keep that strength. Number 3, we want to really make sure that we're weight training. So we want to make sure that we are challenging our muscles. So I like to do lower rep ranges with heavier weights. Then I'm done quicker, which is always my goal. I don't want to be in the gym or at home working out forever. I want to be done quickly and efficiently and effectively. So I like the lower rep range, maybe 6 to 10 reps of the heaviest I can do. And then I usually do 3 rounds. I might do a light, medium, heavy, but as I progress, the heavier weights, my heavies become my mediums, and then my mediums become my lights, and so on. And so we get some progressive overload. And then you absolutely need to walk, and you need to keep that cardio burn. Now, I'm not a big fan of running, so my choice in cardio is walking or water fitness or anything that's easy on my muscles and joints. So you have to pick something that works with your body, but I have found that to be very effective. So we want to make sure that we're hitting all of those things. We know we're in calorie deficit. We make sure we're getting that protein level up there. We make sure that we're getting high volume meals so that we're having a lot of veggies. I have talked about this endlessly, but half your plate really should be vegetables. Now, I'm not saying that I do that perfectly every day, but that is always my goal, to make sure I'm getting a lot of vegetables to keep me full, get that fiber level in there. Especially as we get older, ladies, we need that good fiber. And then keeping ourselves, challenging our muscles and getting those walks in there. Those are all the recipes for keeping a leaner and lower body fat mass, so that we can really look our best and also be our healthiest. I hope that you understood what I was saying, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, Chris Newell, health coach @gmail.com. It's Chris with a C. And I am always available to answer questions. You can look in the show notes. I have links there on how to get in touch with me. I'm always here to help. I'm super passionate about this. And I am also always a work in progress. I'm never satisfied with the status quo. And like anybody, I also struggle. I have all kinds of hormone issues right now. I had some breakthrough bleeding. My hormones are all over the place. I am 56 years old, and life keeps throwing you curveballs, but we always just do the best we can. We're always striving for progress, not perfection. Let's do this together, my loves, and I will talk to you soon. I wish you such love, and give yourself grace. I'm praying for you all the time, and I'm here for you. So please reach out. All right, if you have loved the show, I would really appreciate it if you would give it 5 stars and follow us, and make sure that you leave a review, because it always helps spread the word. And if you really loved it, please share this episode. Sending you much love.